Imagine you had 10 seconds to be funny, or millions of people change the channel. Welcome to my world. I'm a TV comedy writer. I'm used to performing under pressure, although usually I'm not the one on stage. For the past 20 years, I've been working in writers' rooms, including 12 years at the Ellen DeGeneres Show, a job I somehow found on Craigslist, and eventually where I became a head writer. And when you write on a daily show, you quickly learn that the cameras start rolling whether you're ready or not. So what do you do when you get stuck creatively? We all get stuck sometimes, especially when the clock's ticking. You have a big assignment due in an hour and you're just staring at a blank screen. Or procrastinating by asking AI totally random questions like, do penguins have knees? And now you're all wondering? It turns out they do. Comedy writers have to be creative on demand. Luckily, we have a secret weapon: fear. No. It's that we're not alone. We're part of a team, a writer's room, and that makes all the difference. And after thousands of hours of writing television with some of the most creative people I know, here's what I've learned. The best ideas come from what I call a writer's room mindset, where creativity becomes a team sport. It took me a while to learn this lesson. When I was a new writer at the Ellen Show, a celebrity canceled at the last minute. I won't say who it was. Let's just say their name rhymed with Schmeonce. Actually, I don't remember who it was. What I do remember is that I was assigned to write a new segment right before the show. So I hurry backstage, and it's our little writer's room, and I think I have to do it all on my own. So I do the sensible thing. I panic. And that doesn't help. But then some writers came to the rescue like a comedy SWAT team. They were pitching jokes faster than I could type. And before I knew it, we had a brand new draft everyone loved, just in time for the show. And that's when I discovered the magic of a writer's room. So how do you unlock creativity inside a writer's room? I can sum it up in 4 words. Write drunk, edit sober. To be clear, I don't mean that literally. You don't actually ever have to be sober. Okay, actually what I mean is that coming up with ideas and judging them are 2 totally different states of mind. You need a playful state of mind to generate ideas and a practical state of mind to judge them. And if you're part of a team that can do both, play with purpose, you can solve any problem. Collaboration is a superpower. It's how creativity flows. It's a bridge between people and ideas. But creativity is fragile. If we don't build a strong enough bridge, it collapses. In 1968, NASA sponsored a study that tested 1,600 kids for creative thinking. At age 5, 98% scored at the level of creative genius. But by the time they were adults, it dropped to just 2%. We're all born creative. We just unlearn it over time. A writer's room mindset where collaboration brings back 5-year-old genius in all of us. And it's not just for comedy writers. A small business dreaming up their next product idea, college kids pulling an all-nighter on a group project, even a couple trying to agree on a baby name can all benefit from this mindset. It's made all the difference in my life. I'll tell you about another last-minute scramble that happened at the Ellen Show. We had a lot of them. So we're rehearsing a comedy bit, and the idea is that Ellen is getting her own wax figure at Madame Tussauds. But when we unveil it, it's melted because someone left it out in the sun. Well, this wax figure looked too melted, like the final scene of Raiders of the Lost Ark, where their faces are melting off. Funny, yeah, but a little too disturbing for daytime TV. So after rehearsal, we all gather in Ellen's dressing room, and everyone focuses on fixing the wax figure, but there's not enough time. So I step back and I wonder, what if we don't need the wax figure? And it hits me. Jane Lynch from Glee is on the show today. We often joke how she and Ellen look alike and dress alike. So I throw out a half-baked idea. What if Jane pretends to be the wax figure? The room lights up. Someone pitches it to Jane. Another writer drafts the script. Someone else suggests we roll Jane out on a dolly. Suddenly it's showtime. Jane fully commits. She stays completely frozen for 2 minutes, and it gets a huge reaction. And that's just your average Tuesday. It's what I love so much about a writer's room. Ideas come to life through everyone. So how do you adopt a writer's room mindset? Here's the key. Think like a comic before you judge like a critic. Comics don't start with perfection. We start with an open, playful mind, imagining what if. What if we don't need the wax figure? What if Jane pretends to be the wax figure? Every what if opens a creative door. Here's where most teams go wrong. They jump straight to critic mode. As soon as you pitch an idea, before it can breathe, someone says, that won't work. Too expensive. We tried that in 2013. And just like that, you can feel your soul leaving your body. Bye-bye. In television, for every idea that makes it on the air, at least 2 are rejected. Sometimes 10, sometimes 30. I've been in those rooms. That's not failure, that's the creative process. When it comes to ideas, quantity leads to quality. In one study out of the University of Texas, psychologist Paul Paulus split people into 3 groups. Group 1, come up with as many ideas as you can. Group 2, only focus on good ideas. And group 3 got no direction at all. The group focused on quantity. They didn't just come up with more ideas, they came up with better ones. More original, more useful, more creative. And that's how it is in a writer's room. We create a low stakes vibe even when the stakes are high. Because your best ideas don't come from playing it safe, they come from feeling safe so you can play it wild. Before I came out to Hollywood to become a comedy writer, I was in business school getting an MBA, which got me to see the writer's room through a different lens. It made me wonder, what if this way of collaborating could help any team in any industry come up with their best ideas? So I put it to the test. I went back to where I got my MBA, and I ran a series of workshops. I put students into mini writers' rooms, and instantly the energy shifted. Ideas bounced around like they were on a television show, just because someone gave them permission to be creative. And since then, I've spoken to thousands of people, from entrepreneurs to engineers to sales teams, and the result is always the same. When people collaborate like a writer's room, creativity skyrockets. So here's my challenge to you. Experiment with a writer's room mindset in your own life. The truth is, it works with any team, and we're surrounded by teams. It could be family, friends, coworkers, even AI. Some days, my writer's room is just me and ChatGPT, who's way too complimentary about my ideas. So here are 3 easy ways you can adopt a writer's room mindset. 1, at work, kick off your next team meeting with some what-if warm-ups. What if you had to fit your entire idea on a Post-it note? What if you had 0 budget or unlimited budget? What if you had to convince a room full of 5-year-olds? Remember, 98% of them are creative geniuses. 2, at home, turn your family dinner into a writer's room. Let everyone pitch ideas for where Grandma Gertrude's going to sleep. And 3, most important, next time you're stuck, remember the wax figure reframe. Because if you step back and you widen your perspective, you can turn obstacles into opportunities. Creativity isn't a solo act. It's a jam session. So find your team and think like a comic before you judge like a critic. Because your next big breakthrough, it could be just 10 seconds away. Thank you.